What's going on, guys? Thanks for watching. Keep calm and game on. So, lots going on. You got Iran sending rockets over to Israel. Israel sending rockets over there. Oh, look, crazy stuff happening. But supposedly, word on the street is Trump is supposed to be briefing the nation at some point. We don't know if it's going to be soon, if it's going to be later, if it's just rumors. But he's supposed to be talking. We don't know what that address is going to have. We don't know if it's going to be like we're going to war with Iran, or we're standing down. We don't know. We got no clue. But it's supposed to be happening at some point, from what people are saying on X and other outlets. So not exactly sure. We just got a live feed up here. This one is from a YouTube channel called Stray Cat. These are just live feeds from, I guess, Israel and Iran. Um, Iran just launched a bunch of rockets. I think it was like 20 toward Israel. I think most of them got intercepted. I don't know if any of them actually hit anything. So I'm not 100% sure. But that's kind of a live feed happening there. Let's back up and see if there's anything else we can grab here. Real time HD streams. Yeah, that's what we were on at the moment. So let's see. We had, I think, was this? We had some. I think this might be a recap. I think they're just switching between the feeds, maybe. They're switching between the feeds after Israel strikes Iran nuclear sites. Is this like live happening now? Is this live or was this previously from like before? It says this one's so people in their chat says this one's kind of old. Um, Also, I guess Christy Nome was sent to the hospital. Apparently, it's coming out that she had some kind of allergic reaction to something. I don't know if it has anything to do with that or if it's just like completely unrelated. No idea. No clue. Not a lot of news about it yet. Let me go back to that one stream. Where's the one that shows all the feeds? Let's go to this one. Let's go to this one. But if you are watching, guys, feel free to drop some comments down below. We'll see if YouTube even lets this stream connect. I think it's working. I think we're live. Check, check. Okay, I think we're live. Be sure. Pretty sure. Not really seeing too much happening at the moment. Not seeing too much happening. But if you are watching, feel free to drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think. Pretty crazy stuff going on. Crazy things going on right now. I don't know. Just like, are we on like the brink of World War III? This just gonna simmer out? Are we gonna get involved? Are we not gonna get involved? Who freaking knows? I don't know. What do you guys think? I got no clue, guys. But we got some live feeds here. A bunch from Israel, a bunch from Iran. Let's see here. There's like 9,000 people watching this feed. What else we got here? I just go to news. Is this right now happening? Is this happening right now?
Regime. When mass protests have erupted, the Iranian regime has responded with deadly force. Despite that, with their country now under bombardment, most of the Iranians
CBS
we spoke to at the
News
border seemed more focused on survival than revolution. Holly Williams, CBS News, Erbil in northern Iraq.
CBS News national security coordinating producer James Laporta joins us now. James, great to have you. What else have you learned about the Situation Room meeting and what the president is considering in regards to Iran?
Thanks for having me.
This is the fifth day
there was a meeting at the White House within the Situation Room where President Trump was considering his options over whether or not to join the Israelis in a potential strike on Iran. Amongst those options is whether or not we would potentially send in our B-2 bombers to join Israel in Israel is long.
We'll see what happens, guys. I don't know.
Strike at Iran's nuclear facilities, but they don't necessarily have the logistical means to do so or the capabilities to do so. So the big question for President Trump today is whether or not to join the Israelis in that effort.
James, what military assets has the U.S. sent to the region that could play a role in any potential action?
So sure, in the past 48 hours or so, we've seen multiple air refueling tankers sent to the region, more than 24 actually. These are aircraft that can refuel fighter squadrons or B-2 bombers while they're in the air. There is the Nimitz carrier group in the region with its guided missile cruisers and destroyers that are in the region. Today, we learned from the Defense Department that fighter squadrons in the region, so F-16s, F-22s, F-35s, their deployment has been extended in the region. So there's multiple assets there.
Oh boy!
Now the Defense Department will say that these are there for.
What do you guys think?
For
got some crazy stuff going on right now. Crazy
assets and interests.
You got some crazy stuff.
Same assets can quickly become offensive.
All right, James Laporta with the very latest on
We're watching some CBS News. We're also switching between like live feed Israel
CBS
and Iran.
News congressional correspondent Nicole Killian
Iran
joins us
did
now
just like
from
launch
Capitol Hill.
20
Nicole,
missiles toward Israel. I think most of them
have
got
introduced a bill
taken out by the Iron
President Trump
Dome. I don't think any of them really hit.
Without congressional
but
approval. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, I don't know, guys.
Clear, this is a resolution,
and then Trump is supposed to be addressing the nation at some point today. That's what reporting is. We don't know if it's going to be soon, if it's going to be later. We're just kind of waiting.
Would prohibit the U.S. from being involved in any.
We're just kind of waiting on it at the moment.
Israel and Iran, but there are also, as I mentioned, other resolutions as well with respect to war powers. For instance, here in the Senate, Senator Tim Kaine also introduced a resolution this week that basically would require a debate and a vote in Congress before the U.S. were to take any potential action. And you also have Senator Bernie Sanders, who introduced the No War Against Iran Act to prohibit any U.S. federal funding from being used in
what do you guys think?
Kind of
Feel free to drop some comments.
Force. Potentially,
you think Trump's going to talk today, and what do you think Trump's going to say?
So there are lots of.
You think he's going to be like, "Yo, we're joining the war"?
Symbolic in nature, but nonetheless, a sign
we got to take out these nukes.
Don't want to see the U.S. drive
or what do you think?
into a larger conflict here.
Nicole, on the flip side, what are some of President Trump's allies in Congress saying about the conflict?
Well, just to be clear, I mean, we did see today here on Capitol Hill Vice President J.D. Vance. He met with Senate Republicans for their lunch today, where this issue of the conflict between Israel and Iran did come up. You know, the vice president tried to make clear that certainly the president remains concerned about the potential for Iran to develop a nuclear weapon and is concerned
Let's go to
about
YouTube
Iran
again real
having
quick.
Enriched uranium. So the president certainly wants to take precautions.
Let's go to this one.
That is a situation that doesn't grow, if you will. We also saw the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, here on Capitol Hill as well for a closed-door hearing with lawmakers. This was more related to the budget, but certainly this issue did come up as well. But before entering that
got a couple different feeds
Gabbard
going on.
did say that her position is consistent with that of the president, in that she did testify earlier this year, saying that the intelligence community rather didn't
We got
have
live feeds
enough
from
information
Iran,
as of yet about
Israel,
Iran creating a nuclear
Jerusalem.
weapon, or didn't believe that Iran was creating a
Nothing
nuclear
too
weapon.
crazy yet.
So
They
she
did just
continued to
launch
stand by
20
that testimony and
rockets
insisted
like
that it is
20
no
minutes
different
ago.
than what the president is currently saying in his
Iran launched
current
20
posture.
rockets toward
All right,
Israel, but
Nicole
the Iron
Kelley, it's
Dome
always great to see
intercepted,
you. Thank you.
I think, all of them.
CBS News has
We
spoken
got
to the family
CBS
of
on the
Minnesota
left.
State
We got those
Representative
live
Melissa
feeds on the
Holtman
right.
and her husband Mark, who were both killed in a politically motivated shooting Saturday. Melissa Hortman's father spoke.
Back out. Let's see what else we can find here. Because Trump is supposed to be talking soon-ish. I think this is the same feed. Yep. More or less the same feed. Don't really see anything at the moment going on. If you're popping in though, drop some comments, guys. I believe I have public chat turned on for everybody. Yeah, public chat is on. Crazy times, ladies and gents. Crazy times. What is this one?
To show the replay.
Okay, this one's a pretty good one. This one is from Agenda Free TV. Make that full screen real quick. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for you guys.
But thank you again for supporting the channel. That's really nice of you guys.
Actually.
And I very much appreciate it.
Can I drop the link in the chat? It's Agenda Free TV. That's the news. That's the live feed we're watching right now. If you kind of scroll back, let me see if it'll show when the rockets were being shot. It was like 20 minutes ago or so. Let me see if I can find it.
Just to be clear, I've seen now 2 sources say that Trump and
Okay, let's kind of go back and see what was happening earlier.
is saying there's a bunch of reports going around that Netanyahu and Trump spoke today, but Amikai Stein says
This happened a little bit earlier. I skip through this.
Okay, everyone, we're replaying this. I don't even want to put it there. I'm going to put it down here. Replay from Modin, Israel. So I have to rewind this.
Okay, so this
and
happened a
play it
little
for
bit
you.
ago.
Let me turn off the sound on this. Turn down the sound there. And rewind this one. Where was it?
If he can find it.
All right, you're going to hear. Oh, yes. Okay. Remember, this is a replay. This is not live. It literally says replay on the screen.
This happened a little bit earlier.
All right, forward a little bit. Forward a little bit. Stand by, stand by, stand by.
If he
There
can
it is.
find it, let's see if we can find
All right,
it.
this is a replay. Let's watch the Modin Israel feed. There you go, Modin Israel.
That has got to be a scary thing to see. You're looking out your
That's in
window and you
central
just have
Israel.
these flaming balls of fire heading toward you. That is crazy.
Up, you're seeing maybe some interceptions up there. Definitely see some interceptors and maybe missiles in the sky.
You guys are
in this
watching.
shot.
Feel free to drop
Oh,
those comments
see-
down below.
See that? You see a couple of flash, a couple things going through the sky, a couple more flashes.
Get that to go back to.
There's that thing over there. Well, kind of got circles. Looks like the camera was going in and out a bit.
Oopsie.
Camera was having some issues.
Let me start a poll here.
Well, that's what happened in Modine, Israel. That was the Modine cam. All right, it's live again.
Okay. Poll in the chat if you guys want to vote. I asked, should we get involved in the war?
I'm going to go back, I think, to the other television.
Yes or no, let me know in the comments section.
I'm so confused.
You guys can vote on that.
Did they tell people they could leave yet? I don't. Hold on.
Okay,
Hold
let's
on.
switch to the live feed. This is another replay. How you doing, Blake? Miss Nightmare, how's it going? This happened earlier. That's crazy. I mean, the Iron Dome definitely works. Doesn't catch every missile, but supposedly Iran, well, I guess they put out like a short video of like some guy petting a nuke. The nuke didn't look real to me. It looked like an itty bitty baby nuke. I don't think it was real. But supposedly Iran has something big planned that's going to be happening. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're just talking out their butts. Trump is supposed to address the nation at some point today. Could be sooner rather than later. We don't know. Kristi Noem ended up being in the hospital due to some allergic reaction. They haven't really given out too much news. I don't know if it's involved with this. I don't know if like somebody tried to like attack her with some kind of chemicals, or if it was just totally unrelated. No idea. But she's currently in the hospital.
Still more boobs.
But she's doing well. She's like, but they said it was an allergic reaction, and that's kind of all the news we have about that. Yes, Trump is supposed to speak soon. That's what everybody's saying on X and Twitter and over the internet. Supposed to speak at some point today and address the nation. I don't know if he's going to be like, yo, we're not getting involved, or if he's just going to, it's going to be more of the same thing he's been saying, where like, if Iran attacks any, Americans or any of our bases, that we're going to get involved.
So,
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Let's turn this off.
Or he might just be like, you guys fight it out. We're going to be back
Live
here.
volume on.
If you want to come to the table and figure out some kind of peace thing, we're here to talk, but we're not getting involved. But I don't know what he's going to say. I have no clue. Your guess is as good as mine. And yeah, for sure, Blake. And yeah, we're just watching this guy right now. He's kind of switching between different live feeds that are happening in Israel and Iran. This guy's called Agenda Free TV. Let me see if I can actually pull up my YouTube channel so I can bring up the chat real quick. Where's my chat? Where's my channel? Let me go to my channel. If you guys want to subscribe, also feel free to do that.
I can try to pull up. I don't even know.
Let me pull up my live feed real quick.
I can try to pull up the Jerusalem.
Because all I really want is the chats. Pop out chat. That's what I want. Get rid of this. And now I can copy his thing and put it in the chat for you guys. So if you want to see this this live feed without me in it or anything, there is the feed. If you want to just watch his channel, feel free to subscribe to him or whatever, because it's it's his content. We're just reacting to it. But
we are waiting to see when we hear something.
Got some crazy stuff going on.
Hold on a moment.
So what's happening? What's happening? This is live, right? We are up to date. Yes, this is live. This is live. And you guys have been voting on the poll. We got 9 votes. I asked the question, should we get involved in the war? 70% of you say yes, and 30% of you so far say no. So feel free to vote on that poll we got going in the chat. Also, do me a favor, guys, smash that like button. Let's get this live stream to the top of the charts. And if you want to help support the channel, you can hit that join button.
No alert
if not,
for
though,
a
don't worry about
launch
it.
incoming. There is no alert for a launch incoming. There are no.
But we are watching the live feed. How you doing, Mossart? It's hard to call to make the U.S. join in the war, but we've benefited from using Israel as a deputy in the Middle East.
An
and every time they made a deal,
had
they're just
posted
attacked
that
again.
They saw some launches on cams, and then
Douglas
they
says, Maga, how you
deleted
doing,
their
Douglas?
account. And some of our viewers are saying, "Oh, I saw some launches on cams." Well, I don't see if you're seeing the launches, then it seems like you should message the Israeli government about it, because they haven't put an alert out yet. So they're going to want to get a hold of those cams you're looking at.
Is there a way for me to zoom in on this chat? I don't know. Is there a zoom button? Probably some way. Aha. Nope. That's not it. Oh, well, you guys got your chat down on the flag down there.
Deleted the post. The original poster deleted the post.
But yeah, Mossart, I agree. It's kind of a definitely a delicate situation.
N12 News says. N12
I mean, we straight up told
says,
Iran, like, you guys cannot get nukes. Like, if you guys want to do whatever, you know, you can be, you can make your country really great. We can help you. We can trade with you. But you can't have a nuke. And we were trying to make a deal. We gave them, like, what was it, 60 days or 30 days? And we're like, you need to come to the table before this happens. I think it was 60 days. And then on day 61, that's when Israel started attacking their like bases and everything, because they know they're pretty close. According to reports, they're pretty close to getting a nuke. They might still be like 2-3 years away, but that's still really close. Like, do we want to like try to make them not get a nuke, like even closer to them having it, or do we want to like preemptively stop them?
We'll see, though. They posted it back up.
Trump is like, yo, we don't want you to have a nuke. Come to the table. Let's
we'll see.
Be like,
again,
you know,
I have heard nothing.
You know,
there's
denukify, is that a word?
So
denukify.
Far, no alerts from Israeli
you guys,
government.
and then we can just all be friends, right? But apparently they didn't come to the table. So Israel took matters into their own hands. And then we said we weren't involved with it. You know, it's just Israel doing their thing. We're not involved. But then Trump saying, like, well,
hey,
we kind of are involved, and we will get involved.
The people in the chat, they were on it because Homefront Command just came out and said alerts are expected to be received soon. Well, there you go,
And then I
guys.
think like about half an hour ago, Iran launched like 20 more rockets toward Israel. I think Israel intercepted most of them. I don't think any of them hit.
Pre-alert.
But I was watching that live.
Maybe the IDF is watching.
And they also put out a video of like them
just said IDF
like holding a
just
nuke and like petting it like a little puppy. I'm like, I don't think that's a real nuke.
I don't have the rights to Iran cameras.
I think you're full of crap. But yeah, they put that out. They also said they're gonna like do something today that's gonna like change history forever.
Have been launched.
I don't know if they're just talking out their butts trying to scare us and trying to make it seem like they have control of the situation, or if they actually have some kind of weapon of mass destruction. I got no clue. Hopefully they don't. Obviously.
New wave of missiles incoming.
And then Trump says there's reports saying Trump's going to be talking at some point today.
Again, I don't have
addressing
the
the
rights
nation,
to that camera,
so I don't know if he's going to be like,
I
yo,
don't even
we're
know
getting
which
into
one
the
they're
war,
watching.
or it's more
Which
the same
camera
thing
are
he's been
people
saying on
watching?
Twitter. I don't know. What do you guys think? If Iran defeats Israel, we are in trouble. Yeah, I doubt we would let that happen, because Israel is obviously an ally of the U.S.
People mentioned it. Thank you. I'll take a peek. But again, I can't show stuff I don't have the rights to.
So, you know, I think we're already sending in, you know, aircraft carriers. Roto Rudy, how you doing, Roto?
New missiles incoming. New missiles.
I think we have like an aircraft carrier like heading that way, or it's
in
that area now. And from what I've heard, like that aircraft carrier was supposed to be decommissioned. So they're like sending an older aircraft carrier that was supposed to be like taken out of commission. So I don't know if that's because they think that Iran is gonna try to like hit it with missiles, and they don't want like one of our new ones to get like hit.
The other Tel Aviv
or you know, I don't know if they expect the worst, and that's why they're kind of sending like the ones that are gonna like
we don't have
be off the market and out of commission. So I don't exactly know how much of any of that is true.
We want to go
here. I think it's just us kind of showing a show of force, like, hey, we do have aircraft in there. We do have submarines.
New rocket alerts
if you get
New rocket alerts.
Any
I
ideas of
guess.
doing something crazy with hitting our bases, you're going to get hit hard. So I don't know. I don't know if I don't think Trump's going to come out and say like we're joining the war. I think it's just going to be more of the
Samaria
same talking
region.
points of
I'm
like
just seeing
if you attack
Samaria
any of our
region?
bases,
Is it like West Bank area?
we will destroy you. That's what I think he's going to say. And then he's going to push toward like let's come to the table. Let's talk this out.
Samaria? Oh no,
but if
maybe
you don't
Tel
come to the
Aviv
table,
as well?
then there's going to be
I haven't
consequences.
seen the alerts pop up yet.
And Israel already like hit them pretty hard. Like they took out a lot of their top officials.
This camera is better when.
But I think they need some of our like bunker buster bomb type things to kind of get
maybe
to where
some
the
coming to
actual
Tel
like
Aviv.
silos and stuff. I don't know
so
100%.
Yet.
But yeah,
I'm seeing some pictures online.
some crazy stuff going on right now. And this is happening live. Again, if you guys want to check out this guy's channel, I'm pinning it in the chat. That is the channel we are currently watching.
Faytuk says it's in central Israel. Oh, near it's Tel Aviv area, I believe.
And if you want to vote on that poll, so far, 22 of you have voted. 55% say yes, we should get involved in the war, and 45% say no. So it's kind of split at the moment. Half and half.
We're waiting for the sirens.
How you doing, Shane, in the chat? How's it going, man? We got Shane Lewis, Roto Rudy, Douglas Goyne, Mostard, Blake.
Let's move this down.
Miss Nightmare's watching. What do you guys think? Feel free to drop those comments. Should we be getting involved in another war when we got everything happening in, Russia and Ukraine? Or should we just, sit this out, let them fight, but, back Israel up if they need it? Or what do you think? Free Trumps, you're out? Yeah, basically. I'd rather not have any war because I don't want to die from a nuclear bomb. MAGA love Trump. I think what's going to... How you doing, Poe? I think there's some people that are saying, like, if America wants to get involved
on Jerusalem
and just,
camp?
like, target
Are you seeing my cursor, maybe? Are you maybe seeing my cursor?
The army bases that they have there, just so they cannot have nukes,
well,
disable their
Jerusalem
nuke
cam does not have an interceptor.
entirely, and then get out. Like, we hit it, and we bounce.
Guys,
some people are supportive of that.
This Jerusalem camera that I'm looking
but obviously,
at is not
if we do that,
anything.
It might start off like, a chain
so
reaction
maybe
of
you're
like,
looking
now
at
we
a
have to
different
really get
Jerusalem
involved.
Camera.
I don't want to put troops on the ground, but if like, if they don't come to the table,
seconds ago?
if
I
we're
just
saying,
saw
like,
one. I just
come
saw
to the table,
one. Okay.
or we're just gonna
An
like
interceptor just flew up on the
blow
Jerusalem
these things
camera.
up.
All right, there we go, right there. There we go. Interceptor
then,
right there
I don't know,
on
it's
Jerusalem
complicated.
camera. You can see it go up right there. Go up in the sky. Good
There's
eye.
some
Good
more
eye, chat.
rockets going,
Thank
I
you.
guess. Some interceptors from Israel. Jeremy says God's coming back. How are you doing, Jeremy?
So we just saw a few of those go up, I believe. What, 2 or 3?
Poe said it's part of the plan.
Nothing in Tel Aviv yet. Sirens now. Sirens.
So they got some more sirens. That's got to be so scary living in Israel. I mean, even in Iran, obviously. I mean, I'm sure there's some people in Iran that they are not supportive of what's going on, and they don't want there to be nukes or anything. I don't live there. I don't really know what their philosophy is, but either way, it's got to be crazy to just look out your window and there's just like balls of fire coming out from the sky. And Trump is, from supposedly from reports I've heard on Twitter and stuff, that he is supposed to talk and address the nation at some point. We don't know if that's going to be sooner rather than later. So I don't know. But we got some more sirens going off.
Okay, I think I'm seeing a missile there.
I don't think any missiles got through the last time, which was like 40 minutes ago. I think Israel intercepted all of them with the Iron Dome.
Missiles going up.
It's happening live, guys.
Missiles going up. I'm going to get out of the way now.
Hopefully none of these things actually hit.
Or interceptors going up.
Again, if you guys want to check out this guy's channel for yourself, the link is pinned up in the top. Go subscribe to him if you want to see his content without my my reaction on the top because this is his channel right here. So AIBot says old weapons of mass destruction equal new Iran's nuclear capabilities.
Some more interceptions, it looks like. Another interceptor going up.
I don't think anything's hit yet. How split is this
More
poll?
interceptors going up.
38 people have voted on the poll. 38% say yes, we should get involved in the war, and 63% say no, we should not. So guys, do me a favor. That poll that is in the chat, pinned up at the top, vote on it. Yes or no, should we get involved in the war? Vote on that, and also do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button on the video to get this live stream kind of up to the top. And if you like my content, consider hitting that subscribe button. I do a lot of gaming videos mostly, but I do reaction videos like this too on political things and things happening around the world in the news. Mostly gaming, but I kind of like to keep up with what's going on.
Maybe less big than the last one. Maybe
and because this
is
kind of important, you know, this could involve potentially World War III. And if we get involved,
I'm seeing some alerts for north of Jerusalem. I'll keep an eye on the Jerusalem.
It's like damned if we do, damned if we don't type thing. Iran must never have nuclear missiles. Yes, cover up. I agree.
Jerusalem camera.
How you doing, Sean? Pharrell Ramy says, "I am MAGA, and I say no. Stay out of the war unless we're dragged into it."
Maybe
I
we're
agree.
hearing booms on one of the cameras. Maybe it's the Jerusalem camera.
The thing is, though, see,
I have the audio on from the
Trump
camera.
told Iran, like, come to the table. You guys cannot have nukes. Let's work on demilitarizing, denukifying, whatever you want to call it, you guys, and then we can all be friends. We can just help you guys, you know, prosper. And they didn't come to the table. And then, like, the day after that deadline, Israel attacks them with all like the fighter jets and everything. Kills a bunch of their top officials.
I don't know that
it's a bunch of their bases.
The previous one.
Really hits them hard.
Let me check.
And Trump's still like, "Yo, you guys can come to the table. Like, we can work something out."
See what they're saying.
Like, we don't necessarily want a regime change of like us taking out your main dude that's running this place. But if that's what it comes to, like, we know exactly where he's at. Like, I think Trump literally said this. Like, we know exactly where he's at. You guys can come to the table. We don't want to do this, but if you don't play ball, like, all we have to do is press a button, give the order, and the guy running this place is gone. You know? And obviously that's going to destabilize things because now they don't have a leader if that happens. So it's complicated. They scream death to America, so we can't allow them to get them. They will use them. Yeah. Like, and from what I've heard, from what some experts have said, like,
news the security cabinet.
like if somebody wanted to build a nuke, they would need like two things: $1 billion in 5 years. So, like, if some billionaire wanted to build a nuke, they had $1 billion in 5 years. They could make it happen. I'm pretty sure Iran has more than $1 billion, and they've been trying to work on this more than 5 years. But I don't know. I don't know if they fully have like a nuke yet. I don't know. Because like during Trump's first term, they were pretty broke. And then they got less broke under Biden, so now they have a lot more resources. But I don't know if that was enough time for them to actually make a whole lot of progress. And now that Israel's taken out a bunch of those officials that were like in charge of the nuclear program and all these scientists that knew what was going on, like, I'm sure they've been knocked back, hopefully, quite a bit just because of that. But I don't know. But if they still want the nukes, like, they can't have nukes. Whether we get involved now or later, like, at some point we might have to get involved. Like, somebody's going to have to get involved, or else they're going to have a nuke eventually. So I don't know. Like, do we do it before that happens, or do we do it closer to when that is happening? Show up. It's I don't know. Trump says we didn't know Israel was going to hit them. I'm pretty sure we did. I'm pretty sure we did.
New explosions in Tehran.
There's very little the U.S. does not know. And I highly doubt Israel would have done this without, you know, getting it greenlit by the U.S.
Says some new explosions in Tehran.
Thad says this is the Biden administration mess now. Trump has to clean the mess up, but the vaccines were the first shots literally fired. Probably. How you doing, Thad? Peter Denny says let's not get involved at all. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice, but the thing is, Israel has limited resources. Like, they are our ally, but eventually they are going to run out of, like, missiles for their, Iron Dome. They're going to run out of, fuel for their jets or whatever. So it's like we are still helping our allies. So whether it's like getting involved directly or just from the back end, we are involved. But I get what you're saying. I definitely don't want troops on the ground. And I would not like, maybe if we fund some stuff like we're doing with Ukraine, like with Ukraine and Russia, like maybe that approach. I don't really want to get involved that way either, because like we're already broke as a nation. But yeah, it's like if they get nukes and they like try to send a nuke over to Israel, Israel's gonna send a nuke back, and next thing you know, everyone's shooting nukes. So I don't really know what's gonna happen. If you have nukes, you're safe. This is about oil for Israel. Iran in 2012 would have nuclear in 4 months, probably. I think my other comment got filtered out, but due to the word Holocaust, Iran has only gotten stronger the longer we've ignored them. Israel first, then U.S., then Europe. Yeah. And Iran's bigger than Israel.
I'm muted. No casualties reported so far.
The thing is, though,
from the latest,
like, Israel hit them pretty hard with this. Like, I'm sure this was like years and years
reported.
So far,
far
they had to plan this. This didn't just happen overnight. Like, they were planning this for a while, probably. But like, is this like the best time to get involved, or is it not? Because like Israel went in there, kind of sneak attack, took out a bunch of their stuff. So they have air superiority right now. But like, if any time is a good time to get involved, is it now, or do we wait till they kind of like build back up and kind of like figure out what they want to do, or do we hit them kind of with their pants down type thing?
They still have not said leave your.
And all we really want, as far as I know, all we really want is them to not have nukes. So if we're just hitting the silos or whatever they got,
yeah, people
the
have
bases,
not been told to leave
to prevent them from getting nuclear
shelters.
capabilities, then maybe it's hard to say.
I'm going to switch the.
But then you have them just indiscriminately just shooting missiles pretty much everywhere in Israel. Like, they don't care what they hit. They're just launching those things. They're not targeting, like, they're just shooting them with their eyes closed. Whatever it hits is like, they don't care. Like, Israel is definitely doing a more surgical approach of only trying to hit like specific targets, whereas Iran is just like shooting everything. Like, they're just throwing it all. I think there's multiple parties at play behind the scenes. A question you have to ask is who's benefiting from this?
No reports of injuries.
I'm still waiting to see the
reports of
proof
serious
that they're
damage
making
so far
nukes,
from that
because B.
recent,
Netanyahu is a straight up liar. I mean,
wave a few minutes ago.
I think they've been, obviously, I don't see why they wouldn't make nukes. Like, when you become a nuclear power, that basically gives you a lot of freedom to do whatever you want. And it's like, once you have a nuke, you have the power to be like, well, we have a nuke now. If you mess with us, we're going to use the nuke. And that gives you like a whole crap ton of power. So for them not to want that power, that seems kind of, hard to believe. Like, I think they want a nuke. But that's what I think. Whether they have one or not, I don't know. But I think that they want one. Like, if they had a genie, and the genie was like, okay, you guys can have a nuke, or you cannot have a nuke. What do you want? They'd probably be like, we want the nuke. Because it gives you security.
This is more than they fired yesterday.
So I think they want nukes. Obviously, if they didn't want nukes, they would have came to the table, and they would have like tried to figure something out with the U.S. and Israel and be like, okay, we're going to demilitarize.
A fire broke out
because we don't need nukes. We just want to be left alone. We want to do our own thing. We want to be prosperous.
There's a fire.
We want to do trade. But they didn't really come to the table.
A parking
as far as I know.
lot in central
that leads
Israel.
me to believe that they do want nukes, and they don't want to stop trying to create nukes. If they did, they would have. They would have started talking to us.
Maybe a missile
I don't know. I'm not an
or
expert.
A fragment of a missile.
I'm just a gamer that watches stuff and reacts to it.
Debris or something landed.
The U.S. benefited from World War II, but we still needed it to get involved. We probably shouldn't wait to get attacked this time. True.
That's according to N12.
Didn't
It's not
Trump
like
just stop the
whole
Iranian
lot
nuclear
isn't on
deal?
fire.
I don't know. Did he? I thought they didn't come to the table. And we still got stuff going on with Ukraine. Like there's so many crazy things going on right now. This is just an enemy of my enemy is my friend until you're my enemy again, pretty much. Thomas says, is this first term? Oh, in his first term?
As Nicholas Johnson says, they are not out of them yet.
I don't know.
As far as we know.
Again, guys, if you want to check out this guy's channel, his name is Agenda Free TV. He's just kind of switching between the different live feeds that are going on right now. I got his channel pinned up in the chat. James says $0 going to Ukraine under Trump. Yeah. Are there any MAGA supporters in the chat? Any Trump supporters out in the chat? Just curious. I know the poll we got going right now is kind of split.
They saw another launch on some camera.
Well, actually, out of the 68 people that have voted, 34% of you say yes, we should get involved in the war, and 66% of you say no, we should not. Bruce says we should bless Israel. MAGA here. Welcome, Bruce. Will says MAGA since day one. James says MAGA. Mountain Bike Addict says yes. And I'm not saying, you know, I'm a Trump fan. I voted for Trump every single time he ran. But I don't think, like, I mean, he's just a person.
They were
like
right.
He can make smart decisions. He can make stupid decisions.
They're not. Well,
in this case,
not right for now.
it's like it's hard to say which is the right
just
move.
Posted the event has ended. Those staying in protected area
And
can
I
leave.
mean,
that was just posted right now by Homefront
that's got to be a lot of pressure. Like
Rocket
to be the
and missile
president,
firing,
man.
The event has ended.
To like
Those
decide
staying in
is
the protected area
the
can
country
leave.
running going to go to war and
Just
potentially
posted.
like have mass casualties,
right now.
or like hit another country so hard that they're going to have mass casualties. Like nobody really wins in a war, but to have like that pressure of like if whatever decision I make, like it's going to have major consequences. That is not an easy job. That is not a fun job. I would not want to be in Trump's shoes. And a lot of his supporters, they don't want to go to war. A lot of them do. It's kind of split. Even Tucker Carlson, he says we should not be getting involved. And Trump called out Tucker Carlson, and they were like buddy during the campaign. But he's like, you know, you don't know what you're talking about, Tucker. So I don't exactly know if that's like Trump trying to signal like we are going to go to war, and he's just trying to warm the American people, being us, up to the fact that we might be getting involved. And he's kind of just trying to,
Asher,
you know, explain things to us.
Phaetuck's News
We don't just like
posted
start
this from
freaking out,
Taylor Asher, the
or
White
if
House
he
has
just
called
he's not sure.
a
I don't
travel
know.
photo lid. Which
And
means
Russia is
President
already
Trump is not
depleted?
expected to appear on camera for the rest
I
of the
mean,
day.
I know Ukraine hit Russia pretty
Doesn't
hard,
mean
and
he
they took
can't
out like
post.
40 of their
Doesn't mean they
bombers
can't
with those
change it.
drones. Like, was that a month ago or something?
But that's from
But
Taylor Asher.
I don't think
with
Russia's
Spectrum
depleted.
News.
Like, I think Russia is
Phaetuck's
like
News posted that.
running like a well-oiled machine.
Error
Like they are
Nasser
producing
also posted,
so
a
many,
lid
you know,
called
so much
12
ammo
minutes
and
ago
ammunition and just rockets.
for our friends
Like
from
they
our
are
Ashar News.
just running like clockwork over in Russia. So yeah, maybe we have hurt them, but I think they figured out like even with all the sanctions we have on them, they know how to get the money and they know how to
But he
keep it
could
going.
post something
Obviously, I
on
think
social media.
they want Ukraine and they're not going to stop till they get the land that they want, and that's why they're not making deals.
Or he could just
But
decide to speak.
yeah, it's like we got multiple things going on. I don't know.
Breaking news, new warning for Tehran. New warning for Tehran. Hold on a second.
So they got some more breaking news that they're going to start
Hang on.
sending
Hang
some
on.
missiles over
Hang
to
on.
Tehran now.
A new evacuation warning for a part of Tehran.
Let's see here. Sandra says, I think it was Trumpy's way of telling Tucker he doesn't know enough about the situation to make a call on it. Probably. I mean, it's easy for like, you know, personalities and stuff to just be like, this is what needs to happen. But when you're actually in the White House and you have like
I'm going to show it to you right now.
all these generals giving you information of what's actually happening on the ground, It's different because you
New
have
warning
information
for
that other
Tehran.
people don't have.
Just out.
So
Here
it seems to be
is.
like, oh, we shouldn't get involved. But like,
It says,
if we know for a fact that
immediate
Iran
warning
is
to
like,
employees,
let's say 2 weeks
as
away
well
from
as
literally
all
having a nuke,
people
then that changes
located in
things.
District 18
You know?
of Tehran,
But we don't know that because
based
we're
on
not the
area
president, and that's like
specified
top
on the
secret
attached
information
map.
that the
In
public
the
does not
coming
know.
hours,
So
the Israeli army will take action in this area to attack the Iranian regime's military infrastructure, just as it has done in recent days around Tehran. Dear citizens, for your health and safety, we ask that you immediately leave the designated area in District 18 of Tehran. Your presence in this area puts your life
thank you,
at
Firehook,
risk.
for subscribing, bro. Appreciate it.
There is the warning.
Weenie
and
Beanie
there's
Burr
the
says,
area.
I
You
really
can see
don't
it's a
like
pretty
Iran, but we don't
sizable
need to get
area
involved
there.
in the war unless we are actually at risk. Yeah.
That's a pretty. I'm going to make that bigger so you can see it. Hold on a second. I'll make it bigger for you. Give me a moment.
But the thing is, like, can Israel do it by itself? Like, Israel hit them pretty hard, but like, can they keep?
They're telling everybody in that area.
Can they
needs
finish
to
the
leave.
job type thing and make sure Iran doesn't have the ability to have nukes? Like, can they put them so far back that they're not going to have nukes like within the next 10, 20 years? Can they do that by themselves?
So
or do they
this is a
need
pretty big area.
us
I
to
mean,
kind of either help them from the front end do it
That's-
and make it happen,
those are-
or
those-
fund
that-
them
that's a
from the back
lot
end with ammunition
of
or whatever it
blocks
might be
and people.
to make it happen? You know? So it's like, I feel like either way, we're going to be involved in some way because
and they're
Israel
getting
is
this
our
notice
ally.
At what time?
And, you know, if
getting this
Israel's like,
notice
well,
at
we ran out of
2:15
rockets,
a.m.
guys.
At
you know,
2:15 a.m.
I don't think
all of the
America's going to be like, well, sucks to be you.
This notice
We're probably going to
you
be like,
need
okay,
to
here's more
leave
rockets.
That area.
You know? So either way, we're going to be involved. Just like we're involved
Hold on a
in
moment.
the Ukraine-Russia thing. We're not maybe fighting directly with boots on the ground, but we are funding them.
Hold on.
And we might not be currently sending them money because I know that kind of stopped when Trump got in office. Biden was just handing out money like candy, you know, but Trump is kind of like, yeah, maybe not. You know, maybe let's work on peace instead of just giving you an indefinite amount of money. But yes, like either way, we're going to be involved in some way, shape, or form.
Rockets, missiles being fired. I have not seen any alerts yet on my end. If I see any more alerts, I will let
History
you know.
repeats itself, yeah.
Maybe
Mountain
some
Bike
people
Addict
are
says
getting
we
them
already
on
have
there.
32 refueling tankers in the area, so we're already involved. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I don't think Iran is like, well, you know, America didn't send jets in and hit us, so America's just, they're fine. We're not going to, no. I think Iran hates America just in general. Like, they don't care whether we're involved or not.
I have not.
If they had a way
seen
of
any
making
alerts
America
yet.
just disappear by hitting a button, they probably would use it.
Yeah,
That's
gonna
not to
pull
say
up
like
a map
everybody
of
living in
Tehran to
Iran
show you
agrees with
more
that,
clearly where
but
that is.
you know, the person
But
leading that
Israel has just
country
issued
might.
a warning to a lot of people to clear out.
So it's
an
like I don't think they're
area
going to be like,
Tehran.
well, it wasn't their jets that hit
Now,
us. You know, they're funding
previously, I think it was
Israel
yesterday, wasn't it? Like
that hit us with
yesterday
these
or the
jets,
day
but it
before,
wasn't America.
where
We're going to leave
they
America
gave a
alone. No, I'm
warning
pretty sure they're
in
like, you know,
Tehran for a certain
any chance
area,
we
and
get to
then
take
they
out
ended
Trump,
up
we're going to take it.
hitting the state TV.
Any chance we
station.
get to get the upper hand on America, we're going to take it. So it's like, do we use this opportunity when they're kind of weak
Which I know
to hit them
people
and
saw,
like
a lot of
make
you.
sure they don't have nukes
But I
anytime
can
soon,
show it
or do we
again
kind of just sit back and
if
let
you didn't
things
see
play
it.
out?
For those who did, who
It's hard
didn't
to
see
say.
it, we'll show that again.
The Republic says Trump is king. I don't believe so, man. If Trump was a king, he wouldn't have to ask Congress and everybody else, you know, permission to get things approved. He could just, you know, click his fingers and it would happen. Biden screwed us by taking sanctions off Iran and funding them.
Oh,
yeah.
hold on. I'm seeing. So
Yeah, they were kind of broke when Trump was in office, and now
okay,
they got more money.
There is a camera on this camera. A bunch of the viewers
Trump's my
are
favorite
saying they're
president
watching a
so far
camera
during my
on this
lifetime, but
channel,
he's definitely not a
Intel
king.
Cams.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I don't know where they're getting it. I don't have the rights to it, but they say they are looking. The camera on Intel Cam says Isfahan area Iran missile launch site. And I did just see something get fired from there, but I don't know if it was a missile or something else or anti-aircraft or whatever. So, but it is
Also,
Intel cams
let's
on
look at
YouTube.
that poll we got.
So,
86 people
I
have
have not
voted.
yet seen any more
Should we get
alerts
involved in the war?
from
34% of you
the,
say yes, we should, and
Israeli,
66% of you say
Oh,
no,
it
we
might have
should
been an
not.
insect. I might have just seen
So
an
feel free to
insect
vote on that poll we
camera
got going
too.
in
Let
the
me just
chat,
say that. I
guys.
could have easily seen an insect.
We'll keep
So,
looking back
but
at that.
For those who are interested, some people are watching.
Thomas
stuff
says
over there.
Trump applied sanctions instead of keeping a nuclear
I
deal
can't
where
show it
we
on
could
my
keep
channel.
watch
I don't
of
have
him.
the rights to it.
Yeah.
But
Iran wouldn't have obeyed the deal anyway.
yeah, it
Probably
looks like
not.
some things are going up. There are things going into the air, but I don't know what I'm seeing. Some people are
Trump
saying
not the
you're
greatest
seeing
to be involved
insects.
in a wait. Trump not the greatest to be involved in
Is it
all-out war.
insects? It's weird. I can't
Root,
tell
how
if
you
I'm
doing,
seeing
Root?
insects or missiles.
If you guys are brand new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button,
They leave a little trail.
hitting that like button to get this live stream higher up in the algorithm. And if you have any opinions
lot of
on
people
what's
in the
going
chat
on
are
right
saying
now,
you're seeing
feel free to
bugs.
drop them in the comment section.
Okay.
So we'd rather have Kamala? Yeah, dude.
All right. So
I mean, things might
I
look
wanted
like
to mention though, for people who
like
hadn't
crap's
seen
hit
it
the fan
yesterday,
lately, and like things are just falling
is the
apart at the
video
seams.
of
Whether
when
it's like
Israel
the
attacked the state
protests in
TV
California and around the U.S. or whatever. Things might seem
and
bad
they
now,
issued
but imagine
they issued a,
what they would look like
evacuation alert
if
before they
Kamala
attacked
was
it,
was
for
president.
that area. So I don't know what they're going to attack.
Like I
now.
literally think
Here's
we'd be
this
in
again.
World War
We'll watch
III right
this.
now if
I
Kamala
know
was
a lot of you have
president.
seen it, but maybe some haven't.
Like man, that's what happened live on air. I think that was yesterday, the other day. Because I don't think Kamala knew what she was doing. Like Kamala would have been a worse president than Biden. Just my opinion. But from what I saw, Kamala did not seem like she even wanted the job. Like she might have been saying she wanted the job, but you could just tell she was out of her depth. She did not. She
that
did
came
not want to
after
run.
That area was warned for evacuation. Well, now there's a new
She did not want to be
evacuation
that far
warning
into the
for a
spotlight.
different part of Tehran.
I think she sighed a bit. I think she had a big sigh of relief when she lost. Because she's probably looking at things right now, being like, "Man, I'm glad I'm not running the show. I'm glad I'm not running the show right now." But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I don't believe she actually wanted to be president. And yes, Joseph, I did not serve in the military. If Kamala won, we would be in Ukraine, Iran, and our border would be overwhelmed. Would be even more of a crap show. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if Kamala was in office right now, we'd still be having people pour across the border. And now that all this stuff is going on between Israel and Iran, we'd have an open border. And if Iran wanted to send some bad people in, they could just send them and they'd just walk right across and we'd welcome them with open arms. That's what will be happening. Luckily, we have the border sealed up. So, I mean, obviously, 20 million illegal immigrants came across when Biden was in office. So I'm sure there's some shady people within those, and some of them might support Iran. And, there might be sleeper cells, sleeper agents within the U.S. already.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
But at least now we have it sealed up.
Breaking
So that's
news.
a plus.
I have breaking news for you.
What is the breaking news? What? Mountain Bike says the Democrats started the Civil War to expand slavery and
State
nothing has
Department,
changed since
The
then.
U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem will be closed tomorrow through Friday. The U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem will be closed tomorrow through Friday. Given the security situation and in compliance with Israel Homefront Command guidance,
Things seem to be escalating.
the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem will be closed tomorrow through Friday. This includes the consular sections in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. We have no announcement about assisting private U.S. citizens to depart at this time.
Well,
Is that because something is going to happen?
Sleeper cells, I have 1 million rounds. We were already in a war when Biden took over.
I just need to grab some water. I'll wait.
Ukraine
for
isn't a
second.
world
I'll stand
issue.
back
Let
up.
Russia have it.
But again, this is a 3-day closure of
Root
the
says
US
Trump is
embassy,
failing every
including the
campaign
consular
promise
sections
again.
in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv.
Joseph says Kamala is not president. It's Trump, and Christian fanatics are starting World War III. Your talking points are ridiculous. Nice try defending this wannabe dictator. I didn't say we should go into Iran, man.
That
I'm not
was
saying
just
that.
posted 7 minutes ago.
I said it's a complicated situation.
7 minutes ago.
I said whether we do or we don't, we're probably going to be involved. Whether it's funding Israel that's attacking them directly or directly attacking them ourselves, either way, we're going to be involved in some way, shape, or form. Thanks for popping in, Poe. And says Kamala would have been better. Everything happening because Kamala is not the president. Not borders. No borders were not open in Biden's.
Saying
America offered protection and path to citizenship. Trump cut those protections. I'm pretty sure the border was wide open, man.
Response to the terrorist
And
Zionist
the border was wide open during Biden.
We will show the Zionists no mercy. That is from the
literally
Supreme
wide
Leader
open.
of Iran. By Zionists, he means Israel.
Thomas says we won't hold Israel accountable, and we're letting Putin expand his borders. Anything else happening? Still waiting on Trump to possibly talk.
Oh, by the way, the evacuation order, a couple people I follow, like Parallel Universe, mentioned that evacuation order that Israel issued for part of Tehran is right near Mehrabad Airport, which is interesting.
Okay, let me minimize this. Let's see what else is going on right now. 6,000 people are watching this one. Oh, that's just the skyline. That was basically the same thing we were watching with him. Let's see. Where's the last thing we watched? Where's my history? I believe it was this one. Is this the one we were just on? Oh, I guess I could go to the chat, right? I got it pinned up here. Does it let me click on this? There we go. What have we gotten for wars after World War II? Kamala was border czar and opened the border. Exactly. MAGA people have issues with truth that Trump is a convicted felon. Even if that was true, he still is a better president than Kamala would have been. Kamala would be losing her mind right now. Probably having a panic attack. Yeah, but he still got elected, so even if he is a convicted felon, he got elected because the majority of Americans know that that was kind of like a messed up trial, and the whole thing was kind of rigged. That's why they voted for him, or they were like, okay, let's say he is a felon, we don't care because we still think the felon is going to be better at running the country than Kamala. So that tells you pretty much all you need to know about Kamala. That America would rather vote for a felon than Kamala.
All right, we are back. Everybody's waiting to see if there's going to be an announcement from President Trump about whether the U.S. will join the war with Israel. Join Israel.
It's going to
in,
be crazy, guys.
attacking Iran's nuclear facilities. So we'll let you know if we hear anything about that. But we have some other news.
That joke says MAGA for
just
flat
talked
Earth.
about.
Trump knows the
And,
truth
but
about the
before
flat
we
Earth.
get to that, I
They
want to just thank our
will release
moderators.
it.
We have our moderators in our chat, and they are awesome, and I really appreciate all of them being here. We could not do our chat rooms without our moderators.
Let's check on that
For
poll
example,
real quick,
people
guys.
Like
All right, so I asked the question: should we get involved in the
Fashion
war?
Girl,
96
Big Ball of Yarn,
no,
Good Luck
96
Duck,
people have voted so
Hearsay,
far.
LB Prairie Dawn, Mark
32%
HNC,
say
Matthew
yes, we
Cohen,
should get involved in the war, and
McRitches,
68%
Papa
say
Bear,
no,
and
we should
Surly
not.
Dev. Huge thanks. Also,
So far, the majority of
by
people
the
that
way,
have
quick
voted,
thanks to
obviously
Darlene
they don't want the
Herrick
war to
for the
happen.
Facebook
They don't want
stars,
us to
and
get involved.
Connie Ori for the Facebook stars. I didn't even see that before. Thanks, Connie and Darlene. Thanks to our
MCG
Facebook
says, "Why are the
moderators,
Epstein files? What's he got to hide?" Well, we all know why.
K. Larry Body,
I don't think he's
Margaret
in the
Riley.
Epstein files, man, because if he was, they would have got released a
I
long,
really
long time
appreciate you
ago.
moderating over
During his
there.
first term. His
Linda
first
Bell
time when he
Clary
ran,
and
Obama
Misha
would have
on
released
X.
those files, and it would have leaked that he was in the Epstein files if he was actually in them. He's the most investigated man in the
And
world.
Let me
So
just
if
say
he
a
was
couple
in
quick
those,
thank yous here.
they would have
Thanks
been released
so
a
much
long time
to,
ago.
Scott Wilkes. Thanks
Because
for your
that would have
support,
been game
Scott
over right
Wilkes.
there. But instead, they tried to throw him in prison.
And
that still didn't work.
Also,
So if he was in the
Kieran
Epstein files and they
Morgan.
had that
Thank you,
like
Kieran.
ace up their sleeve, they would have released it a very,
And,
very, very long time ago.
Constance LaRuck.
So
No,
yeah,
Constance Lurk.
he's not in them.
Constance Lurk, I really appreciate that, Constance. Thanks for your note as well. Also, a couple more shout-outs real quick here. Sorry, I'm behind on thanking people.
Thomas says, if Kamala was
This is a
president,
lot
we
of
would
news.
have a better
Freedom
relationship with
News
NATO and the rest of our foreign allies.
Row
America
Media.
isolated. America isolated is a weak America. Then it says, last pick of Trump with Epstein was 2002. From what I heard, Epstein would
Logan
visit his
Misia.
golf courses and he would be making like
Mitchell Pilot.
inappropriate comments
Dixie Norris.
and to like
Oh, no.
staff that was there.
I usually good
And Trump was
about
like, no,
not
this
saying
guy's
these
weird.
naughty
This guy's a
things.
freak. This guy's a weirdo.
I'm
Get him out of
usually
here.
good about
I want
it.
nothing to do with him.
I did it.
And ever since
They
then,
got me. They
cut
got
ties
me.
because he could tell.
I've been pretty good, though.
Could tell the guy was a bad dude.
You know, it's when I'm not thinking. I was so worried about getting through it so I could get back to the news updates. I wasn't concentrating. Okay.
It's funny. It's funny watching you lie to myself. How is that lying to myself, man?
Mitchell
I'm pretty
Pilot,
sure
thank
Biden
you.
had pictures
Rubis.
with Epstein of
Thank
him
you,
just like
Rubis.
shaking his hand or whatever. Selfie. Hillary Clinton, same thing. Is every person in the world that had like a selfie with
Matt
Epstein
Mark
before people knew he
XR.
was a creep? Does
Martin
that make them
Gingrich,
affiliated with
Ryan
him?
M.
I don't think so, bro.
Ryan M thinks the IDF is like Larry
If I told
Bird that
people
tells
that you
what
were
they're
on the
going to
Epstein
do, and
list,
then they do
that
it,
doesn't
and
make
you
it
can't do
true.
anything
I can
about
say it.
That's
That
what
doesn't
Ryan
make it
said.
true.
Thank you, Vic the Donkey, who says, looks like Iran is running out of missiles. Thank you, Brandon Rosales, Subsister, Melody Wall, John Oliver, Caden.
Sizzle
Jeremy
Moonsong
Rand,
says,
Gibbons
better to remain
Empire,
silent and be thought a fool than to
Veronica
speak and remove all
Olsowski,
doubts. That's a good quote.
Daniel Self, John Hart, Ian Warner, Billy McFly, UV Zumi, Sherry 94,
Demand the World Court and
Joni,
United Nations
Nicholas Brown, Jules B,
arrest and prosecute
Vortex,
Israel
Swedish
leader,
Widow,
put him in
Window,
trial for war crimes against humanity now
Tahir.
before
Sorry,
he
I'm so
draws
behind
NATO
on
and
thanking
the entire
people.
world
It's
into
my
World War
fault.
III.
But I got to thank people for supporting the channel.
Trump threw him out of Mar-a-Lago.
caught up.
Yes, he did. Trump is most likely in the Epstein files because he made a deal
Also, Hooker,
to be a snitch on
Carlson,
Epstein. Trump's testimony was the
Shiler
strongest
Shelton,
evidence
Andrew
against
Bankston,
Epstein.
Vamp Kitty. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
like
aware
being
that there was a lid
part of like
announced
the
at White House.
investigation or
I'm
whatever,
aware
like
that that's
having
what
his
we
name
know.
pop up,
That
that's
would
different than
normally
like
mean
actually
the
being on
press
some
isn't speaking,
client
but
list
that
that went
could
to the
just
island
change.
and did
That could change.
terrible
President
things to
Trump could
underage
change his
people.
mind and
Okay,
say,
there's a
"I'm gonna
difference
speak,"
there.
Or he could post something on
Like
social media.
Bill Clinton's
So,
name popped up
I'm
a
not
crap
assuming
ton
that we're not gonna hear from
when they released the files that they did.
Redbot, thank you. Yorty Boy
Probably because Bill Clinton was visiting the
and
island, but
Willa Zen
I don't know if that was proven yet.
21. Tao, Vamp Kitty.
Yeah, Bill Clinton is a creep as well. Yep.
Mike.
And says America's not
Susan
ready for a female
Hawtrey.
president. It's not if Kamala would be a better president. People didn't vote because a woman was on the ticket. She wouldn't be any better than Trump.
I did not hear
I didn't vote for
any
Kamala
reported
because
injuries
I thought she wasn't
that
competent,
I
not because
saw
she was a woman.
from the
She could have been a man, and I still wouldn't have liked her.
couple of
Like, I got
missile-
nothing against a woman president.
missile wave.
If they can do the job, they can do the job.
All right, so
I didn't want Kamala
also,
to become
I gotta
president
shout out a
because
couple
I knew
people
she
on
would have
Twitch.
done such a bad job
Uh,
that people would have been like, see, look, we let a
Raxent,
woman be president.
Moomy Moomy,
Look how bad of a
Moomy
job
Moomy,
she did. And then a woman would never
Shade
have a
Ezra,
chance anywhere near the White House
Dark
ever.
Mush, thanks for your support on
I'm like,
Twitch.
nah.
Who shot JR?
I want a woman to be president
The
one day, but it
Bearded
ain't going to be Kamala
Sensei,
because she's going to screw it for everybody.
Jay Drabble.
The only deal he and
Thank you.
Epstein had was
True
over
Cartel
property in
Fine.
Florida. Trump
Dylan
bragged
Dylan
about
G on
talking,
Twitch, thank
walking
you.
into the
Trot83,
dressing rooms of teen girls during the Miss Teen USA pageant and the Howard
Matthew Kohai
Stern
3, thank
radio
you.
show years ago.
Awakening, Fate. And Kiwi Polson. Thanks for the gift subs, Kiwi Polson.
Anything happening yet?
Also, Fun Size Smurf.
Is that such a wait, that is such a stupid argument. Sexists don't need more
Also,
reasons not
Top
to vote for a
Left
woman.
Cheddar. And Kyosho
I don't think
fan. And Needle
America cares if a woman is president.
CRTW, thank you
If
for
we
your
think she
support
can
over
do the
there
job, she can
on
do the
Twitch.
job.
All right, let's get back
They
to
didn't
the
think
news here.
Kamala could do the job, so she
And-
didn't get voted for. They didn't vote for her.
Again, the U.S. announced embassy
When she ran
closure,
for
guys.
president.
We just said this a few minutes ago. I want to repeat this.
That we didn't vote
This
for her.
could
She
be
was like
quite
the first person
significant.
out. She had
I
like
don't know.
1%. She had to drop out early.
Seems to me like
And then
it
she
could be
became
something.
the vice president. So we already didn't like her. The Democrats already didn't like her. And then she became vice president, and suddenly she's great. She's amazing.
Let's look at this again.
Oh, that's what the media told us, but everybody knew like she was incompetent and would not be a good president, and that's why we didn't vote for her.
The State Department announced.
So Trump beat Biden
18
and
minutes
Kamala.
ago.
He beat two people.
Given the security
two against one, and he
situation
still won.
In compliance with Israel Home Front Command guidance,
Sanders says, I'm a woman and I didn't
the
vote for
U.S.
Kamala. Yeah.
Embassy in Jerusalem.
It's not whether
will
the
be
fact she's a woman or
closed
not. It's whether the fact that she's
Wednesday through
competent and
Friday.
can do the job.
Tomorrow through Friday.
America didn't think she was competent and
this
could do
is
the
on
job, so
short
they didn't
notice,
vote
too.
for her.
They're announcing this. They're announcing
that simple.
This, just hours before it would open at 2 in the morning. This includes the consular
If she was a
sections in
dude
Jerusalem
and her name was
Tel Aviv.
Kamala,
It's
and his name was
multiple
Kamala,
locations. We have no
that
announcement
guy wouldn't have
about
won either.
assisting
If he
private
acted
US
the same
citizens
way
to
she
depart
did
at this time.
and gave the same answer she did,
Seems like a
he
big
wouldn't have
deal
got
to
voted
me.
for either. It's not because she was a woman. MCG says it's true, all right. He's a felon, a predator, bankrupted twice, now trying to be a dictator. I don't think he's trying to be a dictator, man. And he runs like 500 different companies. 2 of them got bankrupt. That's still pretty good odds, man. 2 of your 500 companies
We will
went bankrupt.
alert
So
the U.S. citizen
And he
community
still
if there's additional
is super
information
successful and
shared
became president. That's pretty
regarding
impressive.
departure options.
most people, when they go
Why would
bankrupt,
they
that's
do that?
that's it.
Also, they say that it's in compliance with
So
Israel
even when the
Home
chips
Front
are down
Command.
and things
That's
look
civil
bad,
defense.
he
So it
pulled
seems
his
like-
company out of,
I mean,
you
one
know,
obvious reason they
a
did
really
it
bad
is
situation.
If the U.S. was going to join.
But that's kind of
if
a
the
proof
US
that,
were
hey,
going to
even if
join
America
the
seems
war
like
effort
we're down in
and
the dumps
conduct
and
some
things
sort
are
of
going,
attack on Iran, they might
you know,
do
really
it.
bad, he can pull us out and he can actually set us on the right track. So there you go. He
Right.
just
As
proved my
John
point for me, man.
1948 says you do that. One reason you do a big reason you do it is you think
You
there
just
might be
proved
some
my
kind
point
of
for me.
risk to it being open, like it's going to be attacked. But why would they think that? So, and again, they're announcing it just probably 6 hours or 7 hours before it opens.
Fizzle Moon says racism and sexist, misogynist was why she lost. She was leagues better than Trump, more competent than a 34-time felon,
Also,
fraud.
as I
If she was,
mentioned
well, then she would have
to you,
won, wouldn't she?
There's a new
They put
evacuation
billions
order
of dollars
issued
into her campaign,
for
and they still couldn't convince America
part of Tehran.
that she would have been better than a felon. So there you go. There's your answer.
Immediate warning to employees
There's the
as
answer.
well as all people located in District 18 of Tehran based on the area specified on the map.
We're
which
still
is a
waiting for
big
Trump
area,
to say something.
many blocks. In the coming hours, the Israeli army will take action.
Root says,
in this
why can't
area
he fix
to
the
attack
deficit? Why couldn't
Iranian
Biden fix the
regime's
deficit?
military
Or any other
infrastructure,
president
just
before him
as
fix
it
the
has done
deficit?
in the recent days around Tehran.
Interesting.
Dear citizens, for your safety and health,
Because it
we
takes
ask that
takes
you
time. You just
immediately
can't do
leave
it
the designated
overnight.
area in District 18 of Tehran. Your presence in this area puts your life at risk. These people are
So
getting
far
this,
in the poll, we got
they are
102
getting
votes.
this
30% say
announcement.
yes. No,
It went
32% say yeah.
out
Yes, we should get involved in the
about
war. And 70% say no,
2:15
we should not.
Iran time. That's when they got this announcement at 2:15 a.m. their time.
And Jordan says Trump and Epstein were buddies. All of those positions, y'all didn't want Hillary Clinton. She was way more experienced. You still didn't vote for a woman. So you had the two women back. Wait, so you had two women, black or white. Yeah, and they couldn't do the job. Everybody knows Hillary Clinton. Nah. Hillary Clinton did a lot of shady things. A lot of shady things. They wanted to throw Trump in jail for having some documents that he declassified at his golf course. But meanwhile, you have Hillary Clinton having a private server in like her closet, an unsecured private server in her closet, which she later, just all of those hard drives and stuff, they just managed to disappear and they broke and they got acid washed. But you didn't go to jail. No. That seems totally normal, right? Yeah. See how one-sided things are? If you guys are watching and liking the content, hit that subscribe button. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button as well. So far we have, I believe, 12 likes on this video. Now, there was already chaos going on in America.
Still no comment.
That's what
from
happens when
President
you
Trump
just let 20 million illegal immigrants
his,
walk across the border. Chaos happens.
Situation room meeting with
Yep.
the security team.
They left Trump a
National
pretty big
Security Team,
mess.
which ended hours ago. That ended hours ago. Still no new comment.
But we still
from
got more
President
done in the first 4 months than Biden ever did in like 4 years.
Some people are talking about this report online of 2 B-2 stealth bombers airborne. Laura Seligman for the Wall Street Journal just posted, a defense official says that those 2 B-2s were conducting training sorties. In other words, they are not indicative.
And guys,
of a US
subscriber mode
military
is
strike
turned
Iran.
on. So if you have been a subscriber for 10 minutes or more, you will be able to leave a comment down below. One of the perks of being a subscriber. It's only been a month. Trump has been in office more than a month. Well, he closed the border, Thomas. That right there is like pretty much why he won. He wanted the border closed. He won. Now he's starting to deport illegal immigrants, and his polls are going up because that's why he won. Everything he said he was going to do, he's been doing. He helped cut a lot of wasteful spending within the government, him and Elon Musk. Nothing's really happening at the moment.
I want to show a map where the new evacuation warning is. That's District 18 in Iran, right? In Tehran.
Let's see here.
District 18. Okay, let's look at this. Let's figure this out.
Let's go back to news. This happened 45 minutes ago.
Welcome back in here to Live and Now from Fox. I'm Andy Mack. I do want to talk about a breaking news story as Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem was rushed to the hospital in an ambulance. But of course, we're learning new information as this was just an allergic reaction. As we're hearing this, a statement coming in right now from the Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem.
But it didn't really have anything to do with
they said
Iran or anything.
Secretary Noem had an allergic reaction today. She was transported to a hospital out of an abundance of caution. She is alert and recovering. So we were learning details of this here on Live Now from Fox, and they are very sparse, but obviously good news in terms of the fact that she is alert and recovering after this.
Okay, what else we got here? Got some riot stuff happening in California. I don't know if this is happening live. Looks like old footage. What else? What else is going on? Got more of these. Bunch different shots of Tel Aviv, Israel. Just live feeds from over there.
Military infrastructure. So I don't know everything that's there, but
ugh. Nothing from Trump. I'm gonna check Twitter real quick. What's happening on Twitter? Let's see.
OSINT Technical says it's possible that the Israeli Air Force is going to hit the Iranian munitions bunkers at Mehrabad International Airport. Look for a series of very large explosions in a bit. That's from OSINT Technical. That's what he thinks.
I don't see much happening on X at the moment.
Hold on.
Also, guys, if you like my content and want to help support the channel, consider becoming a member. Just hit the join button down there. You get access to members-only live streams, members-only chat when I have that turned on. When I'm playing games like Fortnite and stuff online, you have an opportunity to hop online and play along with me. Members get priority over normal subscribers, so you just kind of get perks like that. Behind-the-scenes vlogs, things like that. If you can't afford it, don't worry about it. But shout out to all the people who have hit the join button, became members on the channel. I appreciate it. You help keep the lights on and the internet going, so I'm able to do these live streams. So much thanks to you guys. You know who you are. Here's a real-time stream. What is this? Yeah, just still feeds. Nothing really going on at the moment.
Military infrastructure.
Nothing really going on at the momento, which I guess is a good thing, right?
Different updates here.
And let's look at that poll again. 103 people have voted. Should we get involved in the war? 31% of you said yes, we should, and 69% of you said no, we should not. So if you are watching, feel free to vote on that poll we got going in the chat. I have I have subscriber mode turned on, so if you have been a subscriber for more than 10 minutes, you'll be able to leave a comment down below. That's just kind of to weed out some of the trolls and the haters we got in the chat. cut down on some of the spam. But if you are a subscriber, you can leave those comments.
Yeah, again, somebody just mentioned the White House lid. The White House lid tells the press that the president isn't supposed to make any appearances the remainder of the day, but he could change his mind. I'm looking at a
Miss
report
Nightmare with the
from
$1
Leisure
super chat. Thank you, Miss Nightmare.
2023. She's
Thank
with
you,
CBS
thank you,
News,
thank you
and
for
she
that.
says
Appreciate
there have
it.
been rare
Shout out to Miss
occasions
Nightmare,
when they
guys.
lift the lid if the president
Long-time
changes his
subscriber.
mind about
Pops
making
in
remarks
usually
or
every
attending
live
an
stream.
event. So there's nothing hard
Also
and
a
fast
very
about there
good
being a
Titanfall
lid.
2 player.
Also, President Trump could
She
post
kicks everybody's
something on
butt
his True
when we
Social
play that
about what
game.
he's doing, or post a video
Thank
on
you, Miss
True
Nightmare.
Social.
Appreciate it.
So I'm not reading too much into there being a lid.
If you
which
guys want to
would
watch
normally
this
mean the
guy's
president
channel for
is
yourself
going
without
to
my
appear
commentary
publicly
and
about
just get,
That
his
could
live
change.
feed, the link that is posted up in the chat, that's pinned up there, that is a link to his channel. His name is Agenda Free TV. I'm actually going to subscribe. I just found this guy randomly, but he had some pretty good content, so I'm subscribing to him. Like his stuff. Like his commentary. Thank you again, Miss Nightmare. Appreciate it. Well, nothing happening at the momento. No word from Trump yet. I'm going to check X again. And let's see if anybody has posted anything about what's going on. Let me check the news feed. Trending tab. Sandra just became a super subscriber. Thank you, Sandra. Is it Logue? Sandra Logue became a super subscriber. Shout out to Sandra. Thank you so much, Sandra. Appreciate it. I play a lot of video games on the channel, and I do videos like this as well. So hopefully you don't mind seeing some video game content pop up on your news feed. But I kind of talk politics and stuff when I'm playing games too. So a little bit of a mix. Thank you, Sandra, for the support. Appreciate it. Shout out. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sandra. Appreciate it. So nothing's happening at the moment, which I mean, I think that's a good thing. The fact that we don't see rockets flying right now, that is good. We saw that happening before. Where there's rockets flying, that means chances are they're going to be blowing stuff up, and that means there could be lots of fatalities, and we don't want that on either side. So the fact that this is kind of just nothing going on right now, that is a good thing. For sure. Yeah, thank you, Sandra. Appreciate it. And guys, if you have any friends that you think would enjoy my channel, feel free to share it with them on Facebook or Twitter. Tag them in it. Tell them to check me out. I am a Trump supporter, if it isn't clear by now. Do I think he can walk on water and does everything right? No, I think he does things wrong as well. But I think for the most part, he's been doing a good job as president.
The Air Force has now begun a wave of attacks in the Tehran area. Maybe they're going to attack the area that they
We are
issued
waiting for
evacuation
Trump
warning for.
to talk. Supposedly, he's supposed to be coming out and talking, saying something. Maybe he changed his mind. Maybe that was just rumors. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
Also, there's a drone alert. That happens pretty frequently. There's a drone alert going on by the Dead Sea.
But there's like 82,000 people watching this guy's live stream, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe is that considered southern Israel?
Yeah, there's like almost 82,000
right
people
there
watching this
on
guy.
The, so far, TOFAR alert map. Again, this has been a pretty regular occurrence. So drone alert there.
And again, if you want to check out his channel for yourself, the link is in the description. Totally found it by accident.
But they did just announce the Israeli
MAGA.
Air Force that they are attacking.
I should have put my MAGA hat on. I have it somewhere around here. I think it's in my car.
Normally, when they announce it,
I can drive around with my MAGA hat and make people angry.
Because sometimes there'll be attacks when they don't announce
Because
it.
apparently, just having a hat on triggers people. You can put a flag outside your front door and people are going to get triggered. You put an American flag out your front door and they're like, "Oh my God, that's so. Why would you do that?" Because this is America, people. This is America. You know? The American flag should not offend you. When I see people burning it in the streets for the peaceful protests, I'm like, guys, get a life, get a job, go do something with your lives.
I'll show you the post right now.
Because if you got nothing better to do than just burn the American flag, then you got some issues. You got some problems.
The Air Force
The fact that you're even able to have
a
these
wave of
peaceful
attacks
protests
in the
is because,
Tehran area.
you know, troops have died to keep you free so you can have these freedoms. And when you burn the flag, you're basically just spitting in their face and on their graves. And it makes you a pretty mean person. So if you burn the American flag, you're a moron. And if you don't like America, you can leave.
That is after
You can leave.
issuing an
You don't have to be here.
evacuation warning for some of Tehran.
To respect the American flag, if you hate America, leave the country, go somewhere else. Exactly. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to stay. You don't have to stay. We're going to open up the chat to public again. Give me 1 second here. Okay, public chat is turned on. Anybody wants to leave a comment, feel free to do so. And thank you again, Sandra, for becoming a channel member. And thank you, Miss Nightmare, for the super chat donation. Appreciate it. On American flag cut on the diagonal and a Mexican flag sewn into it. Well, appreciate it. La da 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 da. I've been playing a lot of American Truck Simulator recently. I was up till like 5 a.m. playing that game. Making my truck empire. Driving across America. Delivering goods. Kind of fun. I even got my racing wheel plugged in.
Thanks.
I'm
folks,
still a
for
terrible
sending me
driver.
Updates too. I appreciate
Even with the
you
racing wheel and
writing
foot pedals, I'm a bad driver. I'm a vet, and that made me quite angry. Yeah, I do not like to see that. Appreciate your service, by the way, Sandra. Thank you for your service, for keeping us safe. We can have these conversations. You know, America's not perfect, but you know, in other countries, you say the wrong thing and you're thrown in prison or worse. So, you know, America's not as bad as some people try to make it seem. And there's a reason why all these people are trying to come into our country, because they know America it has a lot of benefits that they don't get from other countries. And yeah, appreciate it, Sandra. Yeah, thank you for your service. My mom was in the National Guard in the Navy for 2 years, way before I was born, so I really appreciate it, Sandra.
Mentioned
Nice.
that Jason Brodsky posted a video of a fire, supposedly, in Tehran. I don't know if that's from the last few minutes. I'll post a link in the chat. Again, the Air Force says, the Israeli Air Force said about
You're in the
10 minutes
Navy?
ago that they
Nice.
are
My grandpa was
attacking
in the Navy.
Tehran.
I can't remember how long he was in the Navy.
I'm sure we're going to hear some reports of
like 10 years or something, I think. I don't know.
airstrikes in Tehran.
And then my dad was in the, I think, he was in the Air Force. And then he went to the Reserve. Same with my mom. She was in the Air Force. That's how they met. But yeah, appreciate the service. Yeah, Desert Storm vet. Yeah, I believe my dad was in Desert Storm.
If we hear more about what they are going after in Tehran, I will certainly let you know. A quick thank you to Michael Spiegler. Thank you, Michael. I really appreciate that.
Again, if you guys want to check out this guy's channel, Name is Agenda Free TV. I got his link posted
Also,
up
Ronald
in the chat.
McDonald gave 50 people memberships. That's really kind of you. Thank you, Ronald. Make sure you thank Ronald if you got a membership from him, or somebody else if you got a membership from somebody else, or a gift sub. Thank you. That's really nice of you. Much appreciated. Also, thanks to Carl Hamilton. Yes, Carl, I mentioned the embassy thing about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, my parents
and
met
I
in the Air
posted it on
Force.
my X account.
And my dad
I
was
see,
getting
I don't have the
stationed
link
in, I
to my
believe
X
it
in the
was
chat.
Guam. So after a week, they knew they weren't going to basically see each other again because they were getting stationed in different places. So they got married after a week. Only knew each other for a week, and they got married. And then they didn't see each other for an entire year while my dad was stationed there. So they got married, had to write letters and stuff, because this was back before cell phones. And yeah, 1 week and they got married. My dad joined the Air Force after he married your mom. Nice.
Hold on a moment.
Just checking my text real quick.
I am posting it now.
Checking, not a whole lot going on.
Oopsie. Oh, I'm sorry. The headline, I didn't even realize I hadn't changed the headline back. I'll change it back. There's too much going on.
This video has had over 3,000 views. 3,000 views, not bad.
Thanks, Mick Bridges, for posting that. Oh, I have a couple more quick thank yous. Sorry, couple more quick thank yous to Jonathan B, Aziz Akers, Aslinger Retro Gem Boutique, Robert Ian, Carl Hamilton.
Early
As I
60s, he made
mentioned,
about
we talked about this
$100
couple
a
times.
month.
Suddenly
about
tonight
right.
it was announced the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem is closing for 3 days, starting later today, Wednesday to Friday. D-Rock.
They're still
Monster
together.
Jam,
Nice.
Thank you. Dustin Plays. Liza. Marcus Johnson. Thank you. Marcus Jansen and Liza.
And thank you again, Miss
Ray
Nightmare, for the
Ray
super chat.
Wenger,
And
thank you, Ray.
Sandra
Bethany Estes,
Logue
ET Phone Home,
for becoming a
XCD,
super subscriber. A channel member.
Jim's Driveway.
Get it?
Exceedi is wondering how the
If anybody
message
else is
distributed
watching,
to
feel free to
people
drop
in
some comments.
Iran to evacuate.
Public chat is turned
I
on,
don't
so
know.
anybody
I
can
think
leave
they
a
say
comment.
they do it by phone. I think. I know they say they have different.
What do you
ways of
guys
doing
think
it, so I don't
about
know how people
what's
there got
going
the
on
message.
with
I-
Israel
I-
and Iran right now?
Hopefully they all got it. But
Is
I
it
believe they
Iran
try
or
different
Iran?
ways to let people know when they're doing an evacuation.
I always like mispronounce. I think it's Iran. But I've heard it pronounced both ways. But
Sorry, I'm just behind on my thank yous. I need to thank a couple more people. Give me one moment. Thanks so much, WanTan8888.
104 people have voted. 31% say yes, we should get involved in the war, and 69% say no, we should not. So if you
And
haven't
Ed.
voted on that poll we got going,
And Billy Schaefer.
vote on
And
that
Home
poll.
Mortgage 411 resource videos. Thank you. Finn Golfin and Phil M. Sparky
you think
Pilot,
Israel is going to level
J.K.
Tehran?
Lloyd, Floppy Disk,
Maybe.
Floppy Discus. Mr. Nee.
I'm out of water.
Legally Brunette.
I had some
Dreamer
Jack in the
31,
Box
thank
for lunch.
Shema Hafez.
I don't know what I should have for
Ebrahim
dinner, though.
from
Maybe I have some
Egypt.
Sonic?
Thanks for watching from Egypt. Eric, Dan R, PG, Dreamer 31.
Possibly.
Sam Morgan, Send Cat Pics. Brinton Photography. Curtis
Maybe I'll
Bose.
order some
I think
Sonic,
I'm caught up,
guys. What is everybody having for dinner?
hopefully. Also, Native Dave.
They got
Native
half
Dave
price.
1982
Yeah, they
on
got
Twitch,
half price
Mordor
cheeseburgers.
Blues, Rod
At
Reed
Sonic.
TV,
After
and
5, at least
Jackson,
they do where I live.
and Nummy Yummy on Twitch. Thank you.
At least they do where I live.
Yeah, I gotta update the headline so that's just what it was before. Sorry.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Still nothing from President Trump.
Yeah, Trump hasn't came out and said anything yet. He said some stuff on Twitter, but like no like news conference or anything yet. A lot of people saying he was going to do that.
Major fires and explosions in the hills.
He had pork chops and rice. Nice. They have already taken out all the guys responsible for firing the missiles. They had to find replacements.
There's one picture that keeps getting sent around online.
Yeah, I heard they took out a lot of the top people.
Of a big fire. I don't know where that picture is from.
A lot of the top people. And half-price shakes. I'm going to get a half-price shake.
News posted that most footage from Tehran, I'll post the link to Faytux's post in the chat. Most footage in Tehran seems to be of a large fire burning east of the city.
If you guys are just popping in, welcome to the channel. My name is Adam. I do a lot of gaming content. I do political reaction videos like this occasionally. A little bit of everything here, but mostly gaming. But when I talk, when I'm playing games, I talk about politics and stuff. I basically just talk about whatever people bring up in the chat. And a lot of what's brought up in the chat is like politics. Yeah, I talk about everything. But if that sounds entertaining to you, feel free to hit that subscribe button. You don't have to, but it's free. And if you really want to help support my content and help keep my internet going and stuff, you can hit the join button like Sandra Logue did in the chat. Thank you again, Sandra. Appreciate it. If you want to help support me. But if not, it's all good. It's all good. I know money's tight these days, guys. Trust me. I know.
The Al Jazeera says, Iranian media says, the Revolutionary Guards issue an evacuation warning for the Dev Tzedek area in Tel Aviv. Now, my guess is they'll probably fire like a few missiles there. Again, they've been doing that kind of thing. So I would not be surprised if they fired a few missiles.
Whoop. Wrong button.
I have no evidence that they are going to
there's 77 people, 77,000 people watching this guy. Again, if you want to check this guy out for yourself, guys, without my commentary over the top, his name is Agenda Free TV. I posted his link in the chat. That's the pinned comment up at the top. Want to subscribe to him, check him out, leave him a like. I'm going to give him a thumbs up as well. Found this guy by complete accident, but he seems to have some pretty good content. I think like 2 days ago he had like 100,000 subscribers, and now he has like 714,000.
I'm seeing some more videos of a fire, a big
seems
fire
like a pretty chill dude.
Tehran, and I will post the link in the chat so you can see it too. I just posted the link in the chat.
But guys, I'm gonna go grab some dinner. Probably gonna go hang out with my parents for a while, see what they have to say about everything that's going on, watch some news with them, eat my dinner, and then I will probably be back on a little bit later on tonight. I might be watching some more news stuff depending on what happens, or playing some video games. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a little bit of both. But yeah, thanks for popping in. Subscribe if you want to. Hit that like button. Thank you again, Sandra, for becoming a member on the channel. Thank you, Miss Nightmare, for the super chat. And yeah, thanks for just hanging out, chilling with me. Thanks for everybody that left a comment, whether I agreed with you or you didn't. Most of you probably thought I'm just a moron. That's cool. It's fine. You have the right to think that. But thanks for just chilling and hanging out and voicing your opinions. I'm going to end the poll real quick. There we go. Looks like 69% say no, they don't want a war, and 30% say yes, we should get into a war.
Again, to repeat.
There you go, guys. That is out of 104 people that voted. I will catch you guys later.
Remember, Israel
share the channel with your friends. Tag them in it. Tell them to come hang out.
Right?
And yeah, I will catch you in the next live stream. Until then, thank you for watching.
So then,
and remember,
TV...
keep calm and game on. Toodles.